Welcome to Spotlight Gulf Coast, a weekly showcase of people and events across South Mississippi. Spotlight Gulf Coast is partnered with William Carey University and sponsored by the IP Casino Resort and Spa, the Trenchard Scholarship Fund, and the Butch Ostelet Foundation.
Hi everyone, this is Todd Trenchard, Executive Director of the Baco Foundation of South Mississippi, welcoming you to another segment of Spotlight Gulf Coast right here on WXXV. Each week we're coming into your living room talking about what's going on all across our region, and we want to thank our sponsors for this generous opportunity. One of those, of course, is William Carey University, and today we have the president, Ben Burnett, and Dr. Burnett, appreciate you coming back on the show. It's been a few months.
It has, but it's always a pleasure here talking to you and interacting with the Gulf Coast because we have such a presence here. We want to make sure that we're always telling people what's going on at William Carey.
I've been watching the university now for, the past decade, and you're starting to see an explosive sort of growth. You see the synergy starting to come together and exciting times, and I know we'll touch on some of those, but I know that we were talking at lunch today, there's certain things that are really exciting that y'all are just announcing. We want to get to those. Anything else that you want to talk about? So why don't you bring us up the speed as to what's been going on.
Well, I'll hit all the highlights, and then we can hopefully talk about these. First of all, our College of Osteopathic Medicine, which is now the largest medical school in the state, just received a 10-year accreditation by their accreditors, and so that's the lifeblood of any academic organization is their accreditation to be able to award degrees, and so the 10 years is the longest amount that this accreditor will give any medical school, and so we received the longest accreditation, so all the way through 2035, and of course before then we'll start going through the process again. But that's big news. A new building with the medical school, pharmacy first year class at a record, a new VP for the Tradition campus that we'll get to talk to later today. We're very, very excited about enrollment records university-wide. And in many departments, some statewide and national rankings to dig into, and also a recap of another great year in athletics for William Carey Athletics. So a lot going on at William Carey.
Always is, and I know over the last several years I've seen you out in the community, and you realize the importance of community involvement and getting your people involved. And that's always, very refreshing to the community that has a university in their backyard. Nothing more frustrating when you don't see university that you're supporting.
Somebody told me one time that the word president and present are very similar. And so while it is difficult from a scheduling standpoint, I try to be as many places as I can. And my wife usually with me at sporting events and big events, but we've really targeted the Gulf Coast to get our presence down here because we've been here since 1976 in one form or another, and so we're really trying to grow the Tradition campus. Well, we are growing it. Enrollment is up there, pharmacy enrollment is up, so it's doing well, but we feel like we're just getting started there, so we're trying to be everywhere we can.
This is sort of a nickname, the medical corridor, right here in this sort of region. You have a lot of nursing programs out there, but you also have a lot of hospitals. You're close enough to New Orleans, you're close enough to, UAB or, Mobile, and are more and more people starting to look at this area to come, and get some of their training, and then...
Well, we think so, and we would like to think that it has a lot to do with us, because we've really turned in the last decade or decade and a half to really a medical focused university, although we still have very large programs like education, business, but we have almost 1,000 or over 1,000 nursing majors this fall alone. And that counts the Tradition campus, but also in your old neck of the woods in Baton Rouge. because we have a presence down there, and we've tripled our numbers down there this year, and that's just nurses in Baton Rouge. But in addition to the big nursing population, of course, 800 doctors, 800 in our medical school, 200 in each class. So we have the ability to graduate 200 a year, and a lot of them go all over the country, but a lot of them stay in this area.
I know that, you know, you think of Mississippi State, you think of, you know, engineering
Right.
school and blocks of cheese I get at Christmas.
I get some of those too, and I like them.
But it's good to have that, and, you know, to have a, you know, there's certainly nothing wrong with being known for having doctors and nurses, pharmacists.
And physical therapy school,
Right.
doctorate in physical therapy, and we started occupational therapy on the Hattiesburg campus this year, a master's degree. So just about any medical field that you'd want to go into, you can come to William Carey and you can just have your pick of which direction you go. And so we're very proud of that focus. We haven't abandoned any of the rest of them. We still have a very large music program. As a matter of fact, a record enrollment in our music department, 345.
Now, weren't you in the music?
Yeah, I got into the
this.
education business as a music major,
Right.
and was a high school band director for
Right.
11 years, and loved every second of that. But then got certified to be an administrator and became a middle school principal, superintendent. So, but in the music field, playing the drums, as a matter of fact, is how I got in this education business. And without some instrumental band directors along the way, I wouldn't have got
Right.
in this field. So, very thankful for that part of my history. But our music program with 345, there are a lot of future band directors in there. There are a lot of future worship pastors in there, music
Right.
teachers within the school. Music therapy, we're one of only 2 music therapy programs in the state, and we're about to expand it. So the music program's going well. The School of Education has over 1,500 majors, which fills the gap of teachers and administrators, you know, in all of our schools, public and private. So we feel like we're heading in a good direction.
I wanted real quick before the break, we just got a minute, but the athletic department, you've had some great athletic accomplishments, and
Yeah.
you know, you could probably do a whole show on just that.
We could,
because
and
it's,
I can't summarize it in a minute, but I'll give you
well, we can come back and talk in the
Probably-
second segment.
Probably the biggest highlight is that we ended last year for the second year in a row with the highest winning percentage of any college athletic program in the state. We have 21 athletic teams, around 400 athletes, and they had a winning percentage collectively at 74%.
Wow.
Of all no team had a losing record. We had 16 postseason appearances from different teams, which is it's unheard of in the state of Mississippi. So very proud of them.
I know we're going to go to the next segment. We're going to introduce Dr. Taylor, new member of the staff here and head of the president of the Tradition Campus.
Right.
And, go back with Ladd for a long way here, and you know, what a great find. And I know we're going to find that out in just a second. So y'all don't touch that remote. We got some exciting things to talk about with William Carey. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. We're talking about William Carey University, and we're not going to talk about the Tradition Campus. We've got a good friend, Vice President Ladd Taylor. And Ladd, we've known each other. I was trying to think how long ago that was, but it's been a while. It was way before when you were working with the community college. A lot of great things happened while you were there. I mean, and so maybe that energy is following you.
Oh, it's
I like
definitely.
to say energy doesn't dissipate, it just moves.
That's right.
That's right. That's right. Oh, yeah, we did a lot of great things, and continuing You're right, continuing that energy here at William Carey, and excited to be here.
Now, we were talking on the last segment a little bit about some of the accomplishments of athletics and stuff, but I think you wanted to talk about, we've got a dedication coming up, with Mr. Canizero, who was on the board with us
Right.
At the foundation at the community college.
Well, back when William Carey moved to the current location at Tradition, we were the first in the Property Owners Association. So Mr. Canizero has been very, very good to the William Carey University, to our Tradition campus in supporting us, and to honor him and his legacy, we're going to be dedicating the original building, the administrative building, in his honor and naming it Canizero Hall. And that dedication will take place on October the 24th at 1:30 p.m. on the Tradition campus.
So that's just in a couple weeks here.
That's
Actually,
coming up
about
quick.
a week after the show airs, and I think following right behind that, you got a little announcement. You got my boy Archie coming.
That's right. So look, November the 6th, everybody mark your calendars, get with us. We need to come and support our students, because all the funds that we raise is going towards scholarships for William Carey University students. So that scholarship gala is at the Coast Coliseum Convention Center, and it is November the 6th. So Archie Manning, legendary Archie Manning, will be there, and we're looking forward to talking with him a little bit and visiting with him, and it's going to be a great, great night.
Everybody's got an Archie story. I think it was
yeah.
the name. He used to have a golf tournament, Archie's Bunkers.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I didn't even know that until I came over here, but I remember as a kid watching him. The poor guy was just running around trying to not get hit by somebody.
Yeah, he ran for
Usually got it.
he ran for his life at Ole Miss, and then certainly with the Saints, he ran for his life.
Well, obviously one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play, but just got the raw end of the deal with the Saints. And some of the the lean years, but those banquets have become a hit. Those have become a great way to bring people together, and I think that's good. People look forward to that, to come out, and that's been going on now for a few years?
Really about a decade at least, with the big name speakers. The scholarship event has happened probably longer than that, but under Dr. King's time,
right.
My predecessor, they moved into more of a nationwide speaker. We've had Ben Carson
right.
At Hattiesburg and the Tradition and the Gulf Coast, but we're now kind of reshaping it, so we're not trying to do 2 in 1 year at Hattiesburg and the Gulf Coast. And so we're going to alternate, but we're going to start with the Gulf Coast this year. And usually when we have one on the coast, it's in the spring, but so this will be a little bit different, having it in the fall this year. So the last one we had down here, you may remember, was Drew Brees.
Right, right. And that was that time of year, or I'm trying to
No, it was in the springtime.
Springtime?
Yeah, so this will be the first time that we've had one in the fall on the Gulf Coast. And Dr. Taylor is right. We depend on scholarship money. Being a private school, there are no state appropriations, no federal money other than financial aid money that we get. So we rely on our donors and, out of the goodness of people's heart, to help support us. And even though we don't receive state or federal money, we are still ranked #1 in the state of Mississippi as the best value. We were ranked in 24 and also in 2025 as the state's best value out of all 15 public and private colleges and universities. So the scholarship gala is one way that people can come and enjoy a great evening, because it is a big evening. We'll probably have between 700 and 800 people there.
Right, it's a big event. And, everybody loves to come out and network, get a picture taken.
Right.
And now, Dr. Taylor, I saw you at Rotary a couple weeks ago. It's hard to believe, as long as you've been down here, you've actually not lived here. So you're getting out into the community more. And I was thinking, when you said, get me out in the community, I said, well, Lord, you've been out here as long as I have. And but that's you've held a lot of positions.
Well, as my time as a dean of athletics, we started the Mississippi Bowl with Gulf Coast Community College, and that's when I first met you, Todd, and started working with you on that, and you sponsored us in that event. several years in a row. So I know several people on the coast, but my campus was located in Stone County and George County. So although I knew a lot of people, I wasn't going to the Rotary meetings and such. So that's what I implied is, getting really entrenched into the community. That's one of my number one goals starting. I just started in July. So Jamie Miller was gracious enough to put me on the Gulf Coast Business Council, the board, and that has been very, very productive. I'm looking forward to serving the community in that capacity.
I know not only, the Mississippi Bowl, but I remember that you allowed the Dream program to come and play, a simulated game, and that, it's not something you have to do. That was just the right thing to do. And a lot of those kids still talk about that. That's, I ran a touchdown, and
That's
they're
right.
talking about something, 10 years ago. But that, there's not many people you could approach that would entertain that. But, they took the time to come out. And I think what you saw were the players got more out of it than
They really did.
than the people in the Dream program, and that's really what we're trying to instill. So now, as far as tradition goes, you've moved down here into this area. So
we're going to be living in Stone County, which I have to go to Hattiesburg a good bit, so I'm going to be right in the middle, actually closer to tradition. I can get to from my driveway to the tradition campus in 18, 19 minutes, so it's really, really close, and also very helpful when I need to go to Hattiesburg.
That 67, the more you think about it, that was brilliant.
That was
Yeah.
Could you imagine the old
And we're in such a great location at the
Right.
Tradition campus, and we just have to promote that more on the Gulf Coast. Dr. Connor, our former VP, was a lifelong member of the Gulf Coast, and she did a great job there. But we went after Dr. Taylor specifically because of his experience at Mississippi Gulf Coast, but also his passion to get out into the community and serve the community. And also, we have to mention that he has 2 degrees from William Carey. He has his specialist and his doctoral degree. He was in the first ever graduating class, the first doctoral degrees that William Carey offered back in 2014. And so we're very proud of him as a graduate, but very proud of the work that he's done.
Couldn't find a better person. I thought he was a professional football player. First time I saw him. Man, this guy's built like a.
Oh no, I played at Gulf Coast and my career was over after that.
We're going to take a short commercial break. We're going to come back. I know you wanted to talk about enrollment.
Yeah.
Enrollment is, definitely on the fast track. There's a lot of things, a lot of growth, and a lot of it has to do because of your leadership. And you surround yourself with good people. That's how you make a great team. So we're going to take a short commercial break. Y'all don't touch that remote. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. We're talking about William Carey University, and we got Dr. Ladd Taylor and Dr. Ben Burnett, the president of William Carey. And Dr. Burnett, I know we wanted to touch a little bit more on, enrollment. Enrollment continues to increase, and there's a lot of with growth. You got to make plans sometimes 5 and 10 years out.
We're certainly in the midst of that right now because we're going to have to make some adjustments for next fall because we've had such a quick growth in some areas. But part of our growth and part of our success in that is due, speaking of Dr. Taylor and his experience at the community college, around 60% of our undergraduate students went to community college. And so without Mississippi Gulf Coast and Jones and Pearl River and many of the others, we've got a good number of students all the way from Northwest Community College up in Senatobia, the other end of the state, literally. And so we're very fortunate and proud of our community college graduates. But with those partnerships and with our hard work and the team you mentioned, because we've got a great team from marketing to media, our recruiting team, admissions, all of those people have been out working extremely hard the last 2 or 3 years. And since 2022, We've increased our first-time freshmen by 80%. And we've increased our on-campus population at Hattiesburg by 50%.
Unbelievable.
And from last year to this year, with our graduate and undergraduate combined, we increased 14% just in 1 year. So at a time where many schools across the country are declining, or unfortunately even closing, you know, we've seen steady growth. And so counting our high school dual enrollment students and our graduate and our undergraduate, we're over 6,000 students for the first time ever. And you know, when most people think of William Carey, they remember the days of 1,200 and 1,500, you know, a couple of decades ago.
Right.
It's always been a historically great school, but it's just been much smaller. So with the medical school, the pharmacy, physical therapy, and now our undergraduate population growing, it's just become a major force, a major player in the university scene, not just in Mississippi, but across the South.
I know I was watching, of course, my great Tigers playing on TV football, and they had a gentleman in the band. He was what?
66.
66
I saw him,
and
yeah.
but he always wanted to finish his degree and go
Yeah.
back, and so that's what he did. How many of those people do we get that, because again, you retire and maybe
Right.
that's something that you've always wanted to do. Well, it's now more affordable and more accessible to get a college degree than it ever has been.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we don't see a whole lot of those coming back. And a statistic I knew before I heard it yesterday, but it just kind of sunk in yesterday. Mississippi ranks either #1 or close to #1 in the country for the percentage of high school students that further their education, either community college or senior college. But we rank near the last for the ones who complete. So there are a lot of people out in the state of Mississippi for whatever reason. I mean, it's tough to continue your path and your degree, you know, get married, have children,
Right.
bills come due, and just different things happen. People have to go to work, you know, so we would love to reach out to the rest of Mississippi who have started a degree and, you know, need to come back, because I think they can certainly add to the workforce of the state of Mississippi.
Dr. Taylor, I'm just going to go back to you. We've got a few minutes left here. The Tradition campus, there's some plans for the future. The growth is also explosive. It's accessible from all directions. There's no, I mean, you couldn't find an easier place if you lived anywhere from Mobile to New Orleans to get to a school.
Absolutely. Well, you know, knowing the great history and tradition of William Carey and what it stands for, a good Christian-based institution, that's what attracted me. Also, the fact that the growth potential at the Tradition campus is phenomenal. We're busting at the seams there. We had a record enrollment of first-time entry students in our pharmacy program at 62. So we'll definitely plan to continue to hit that mark. So to serve those pharmacy students, to serve those nursing students, to serve our business students, all of the students on the Tradition campus, as well as our partners from right down the road at Mississippi Gulf Coast in the future, we have plans to provide some residential options for students on the Tradition campus. We're sitting on 49 acres, so we have plenty of room to expand, and we're really looking forward to that. And along with that growth, there will be a ripple effect of more growth to make sure that we can accommodate those students with student services.
When you're looking at those, Dr. Burnett, those opportunities 5 and 10 years, do y'all have a strategic planning session? Y'all get it put aside once a year? Or?
We have just revisited our whole strategic plan. It actually took about 2 years of work on it. And our board has just recently passed, and so we've got 3-year goals and 5-year goals in every area, from, you know, our Christian mission to enrollment to facilities, everything that we need to be planning for. We're strategically looking at that every day. And so that's the only way we're going to be able to go to the future, because, you know, if we don't pay attention and we're not ready for the future, then we're going to lose momentum and start moving backwards.
Well, I appreciate y'all coming on and talking about all this. I remember when I first came into Pascagoula, Alan Suddeth was the county administrator, and he said he had graduated from William Carey, and he was a big supporter. And I wasn't from here, so I really did not know that much about it. I can go to Pascagoula today, and they're everywhere. People are, I graduated William Carey, and so you see that that change, so I don't have to listen to Ole Miss all the time or Miss.
Well,
There's and what a quality education you would get, because it's a private school that you know, is a Christian base, and I think that speaks all, you know, in today's world. I mean, that's night and day. You see more and more people looking for that, and we just need to get the word out. And appreciate y'all coming on. Come on anytime.
I appreciate
Enjoyed
your support. It's always good to visit with you, and always good to see you wearing your William Carey socks.
I see that.
And next time I'll be wearing a William Carey tie, maybe.
Maybe so.
Maybe so. That's an inside joke, folks, and appreciate you tuning in. Until next time, this is Todd from Chard saying so long, and may God bless.